It's getting weird.
Hey y'all, so I am back with another video today, and today I want to discuss some things. I don't know if I want to do hot topics or pop culture stuff. I think it just depends on how I feel and depending on what's going on, because some of the pop culture stuff that goes on, I am into pop culture stuff, but sometimes I be having to pull back because it just be it just be doing a lot, and sometimes I feel like it be oversaturated in terms of a whole lot of people talk about it in a sense, and it's why would I don't know, I be feeling weird about giving my opinion on it when everybody else has already done it. But the point of this channel is for me to give my perspective on things, right? Oh, and sorry about the noise. That's my heater. I'm not turning my heaters off. I'm so sorry. It's just you're just gonna have to listen to my heater. I don't know what else you want me to do. You're just gonna have to listen to my heater. I'm not turning my heater off. I'm so sorry about it. No. But anyway, so I kind of want to discuss just this Gypsy Rose from like this yassification of Gypsy Rose, or this creating her to be an influencer type of thing. I just want to say it's just so weird, right? And we probably gonna be here all day. I have notes, but I'm one of those people who have brains that move faster than they talk. So, and I'm also a person who double talks. I already said what I said, but then I'll regurgitate it again in a different way. Girl, okay. But it's just weird. Okay, so I did a video a while back about true crime and how a lot of you girlies create parasocial relationships with cruel just parasocial relationships in general with people that y'all don't know and y'all are fascinated by through via social media, right? And I also did a video on stan culture and parasocial relationships. I don't know if that video is privated or not. If it is, I may open it, I may not, I don't know. But I did do a video on true crime and basically seeing how y'all were romanticizing people who commit heinous crimes like Ted Bundy, mainly what was going on with that Dahmer series or whatever. I talked about that and how y'all was doing fan fictions, and y'all was talking about y'all stand. It was just doing a lot. It was just real disgusting. And I okay, these are just my observations, my opinion. I don't really care about yours. You can go on your channel and create your own opinion, right? From my observations and stuff, it really just seems like y'all are doing, here's the thing, Gypsy Rose is not necessarily the problem, right? We're talking about a young lady who was abused and figured, unaliving or planning the unaliving of her mother would be the best way to get her out of the situation she was in, right? And I feel like this whole thing with Gypsy Rose becoming this really popular person, and y'all yes queen, and y'all standing and talking about y'all stand and whatever the case may be, this whole thing with y'all and Gypsy Rose is the same thing of how y'all were treating the Jeffrey Dahmer whole thing, right? And Gypsy Rose is not necessarily the problem. She's the victim here, right? And yeah, she's been through a lot. She was imprisoned as a child, and then in actual prison. Like, we're talking about somebody who has layers and layers of trauma, right? And she is now free and experiencing freedom, and she has all these cameras, all these people on social media, the internet, right? Like, times have changed since she has been away. And I'm sure it is overwhelming to have all of that surrounding her, right? When you're fresh out of prison, right? So I don't really blame Gypsy Rose, because y'all don't know this lady, right? Just because, and here's where the parasocial relationships come from. You guys, Hollywood, y'all create these shows that are based on truth, that is based on people's actual lives, right? Just like that Jeffrey Dahmer series, when y'all, right? And then y'all have created the act with Gypsy Rose's story, right? Y'all are taking people's stories and you are, recreating this stuff for $1, right? Y'all don't consider the families who are a part of these stories in real life, right? Y'all don't like, it's really a desensitized like way y'all like think and y'all go about stuff. Like, Gypsy Rose is like, do y'all forget, like, this lady just experienced a whole lot of trauma. Like, it is going to take a lot of work and a lot of time in order for her to heal, right? So when I see y'all get on here talking about you stan, you, yes, queen, she's that girl, she deserves her free, granted, right? I think some of you forget that, like, and it also has to do with how y'all view true crime, right? A lot of Americans, a lot of people in general, are very desensitized to death. Not death, but to MURDER, red rum, right? A lot of y'all are desensitized to red rum and just death. Because, and I feel like the creatings of these shows based on these people, like the Jeffrey Dahmer series and all that stuff, has created that as well. Like, it has added on to that, because the way that y'all think, it's just like, do y'all not realize that real people were involved in this stuff? Like, what were you standing her in the first place for? Like, y'all, some of y'all are so dense. Like, what is there to stand? What is there to stand about Gypsy Rose? Like, yeah, you could be happy for her because she has freedom. Yeah, you could, which, when we discussed her being in prison in the first place, she shouldn't have been in this situation to where she would have to go to prison. And that's where we discuss the system being broken, right? That's where we discuss the justice system being broken. That's when we discuss how y'all don't care about kids for real. And when I mean y'all, I mean society. Like, we can discuss that, but stand, like, what is there to stand? This girl is literally fresh out of prison. Y'all do not know this girl. And it's almost like this, like, y'all tend to also like yassify or like infantilize. I don't really know the proper term for it, but y'all tend to like do this to white people who commit crime. And like, I've thought about this, like, what if Gypsy Rose was black? Or like if Gypsy Rose was black, like, would she would be like experiencing this like criminal to influencer pipeline thing that is going on here? Like, Like, would that be going? Like, would that be happening? Because like, if Dahmer was alive, y'all would be like, I can imagine y'all sending him stuff, sending him like stuff, and like rallying the troops to like stand. Like, I could see y'all doing crazy shit like that. Like, what is the problem? Like, I think y'all are forgetting that, like, this is just not some shit on TV. Like, this, like, yeah, this was a show which she also said was a lot of inaccurate stuff happening, right? Like, I feel like y'all mix in the entertainment of the act, the I don't even know if it was a show or a movie, but the act that was based on Gypsy Rose, y'all bleed that into the actual true story. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is not for fake. This is for real. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know, like I feel like true crime, like y'all's fascination with true crime, like, I don't know, like I feel like I've said this before, like I'm pretty sure I have. Y'all's fascination with true crime is like you're fascinated by like the crime and like how somebody was able to commit that crime and why and all that stuff, right? It's all fascinating. But what y'all tend to forget is that true crime exists because the system is broken. Right? How many true crime stories have you listened to, or have you heard, or have you seen where said criminal was probably in jail, right? But then got re-released and still was committing crimes? Or how many times have you heard that police was called, they didn't come, or police was called, somebody went to the police, they wasn't believed, like, or police was just like, the authorities were just not involved at all, right? Like, that's just the same thing with the Dahmer series, right? When they heard that Dahmer was doing stuff, he had like was doing stuff or whatever, they were dragging their feet. They weren't really caring. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, the bottom line of true crime is that the system is broken. And to sum up Gypsy Rose's situation with her mother, is because the system is broken. The authorities should have came and took her from her mother, right? Gypsy Rose should have had people in her community that seen it was going on between her and her mother and been like, this shall stop. But nobody cared, and that is the problem. That is the issue. Society is the issue. These systems is are the issue. So like, I just don't really understand. Like, Gypsy Rose is not at fault, and she's also really not at fault for all the fame that she is getting right now as well, because she didn't create that show. Hollywood did. They took her story. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. Like y'all are the problem. Like, multiple things can be true at the same time. Yes, Gypsy Rose is a victim. Yes, she is also a criminal. But we can discuss the justice system being broken, but we can also discuss how should have just Gypsy Rose been in prison, or should have she been in an alternative, and then we can discuss, prison abolition and all of that. But multiple things can be true at the same time. Like, I just don't understand this, like obsession, honestly, like, to be honest, because it's giving the same stuff y'all were doing when it came to like that whole Dahmer thing happening, and y'all was talking about how fine he was and all this and all that, is giving the same energy. is giving the same energy all on y'all's Twitter or whatever. I saw some white girl on TikTok talking about something. I had to unstand Gypsy Rose. That's why I had to unstand. I'm like, what was you standing in the first? Mind you, she wasn't a teenager. She was about my age. Had to be. What is there to stand? Like, what are you saying? You're standing a white woman who's been in prison most of her life because she felt like she had to unalive her mother. What is there to stand about it? It's a sad situation. No child should have to do that in order to get out of the bad situation that they're in. Like, what the fuck is going on with y'all? Like, I just feel like y'all are so ditzy. Like, ditzy down. It's giving ditzy, because it is one thing to be like, you know, happy for her freedom, right? Because putting a child in prison for murder, we can discuss as like someone who believes in prison abolition. We can discuss, there is room for conversation to be like, should Gypsy Rose have been in prison? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's room to discuss prison abolition and alternative things to do to, you know, like, just in general. You know what I'm saying? Because let's not act like people in prison, like, let's not act like people in prison are not being abused, right? And what consequences do you actually learn in prison besides having your freedom taken away from you? Besides that, and you being isolated from others, right? What do you learn? Do you learn that do you learn about your actions and your behaviors and how to change them? Or do you just sit in a cell and lose your mind because you don't have any human contact, right? There is room to have those conversations. But instead of having those conversations, y'all want to talk about standing and having to unstand. And now this girl is going on a whole press tour news. Like, this girl does not need to be on no press tour. She needs to be somewhere healing, but whatever. She says she's going to come out with her own documentary, which, I mean, I don't know if it came out already. I mean, she might as well, to try to combat what was told in the act film or whatever. So I can see her trying to do that because, you know, she's trying to control her narrative. So I get it, but like, y'all are sick in the head. Like, y'all are. And like, I guarantee you, if Gypsy Rose was not white, y'all would not be sitting here being like, oh, I stand, yes, queen. Y'all would not be doing any of that. I'm so sorry. Like, y'all would not give a fuck. Y'all would not give a fuck. Y'all probably be like, put that Negro back into jail, okay? Put that Negro back into prison. They don't deserve anything. I see how y'all be treating other people. I see how y'all be treating non-white people who do the smallest crimes. Meanwhile, this girl, right, granted, I can empathize with her, right? Granted, I'm not saying she deserves to be in prison. I'm just saying that I see y'all's racism. That's all I'm saying. Because the way y'all be treating non-white people who do smaller crimes, y'all be trying to burn them at the stake. Or even people, non-white people who do similar crimes, under the jail they go. But Gypsy Rose, she's queen. Yes, queen. But I guarantee you, if she was black, all this energy y'all have would not be going on. It just wouldn't. But yeah, I just think you true crime girlies, most of y'all are weirdos. Why are you standing Gypsy Rose? There's nothing to stand. Yeah, that's just the sum of my thoughts. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like. And also, if you have any thoughts in regards to this situation and like all this stuff. Go ahead and comment down below so we can chit chat it up. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.